Hello and welcome to UTS RC. Today I'm going to look at redesigning parts of my indoor crawler course. Let's get on it. So, since picking up this SCX24, I've had this course now behind me for, it's coming up to 2 years now, and I think it just needs a bit of a refresh. Now, there are sections of the course which, when I initially got my Traxxas TRX4M, were pretty good. Then I changed a few bits on it, and the course was, it didn't work for the car. I'd made the course slightly impossible, basically. And it's also the case for this in places. So I just wanted to redesign it a little bit, not make it too easy, obviously, but I just want to redesign it. Let me spin you around and I'll show you what I mean. So this is the section I'm talking about. Now, when I first built it, the track on the TRX4M was a lot wider. Now, when I got the new wheels and I got the new tyres, it narrowed it quite a bit. So I'd initially built it with this to the original spec. Now, when it goes up, it only gets so far, and it just falls through. It just doesn't work anymore. So I think the first thing to come out is going to be these. Now, I want to keep these in at the moment because I want to use that as a guide. So all this is going to stay. Some of the rocks obviously are going to come out, and a lot of this stuff's going to come out as well. But I'm going to put a tunnel in. Now, it's going to probably start from here. Sorry, it's going to probably start from here, and the end is going to come out at that side. So I want to keep all that in. Now, with the new SCX, there is plenty of room for me to keep the existing layout as it is. But what I've also got at this side is a lot of empty space, a lot of dead space where just things get dumped. So I'm going to put a bit of wood from here coming across. So that will give me another 2 foot by 2 foot to work with. And I think what's going to happen is, once you come off this section here and you come round, this will have gone. I'm going to make it quite a squeeze or quite a narrow gap. So the car has to go on a bit of an adverse camber to come round into this section. Then we'll make this section a little bit of a playground for it. So the only way you can actually get to the tunnel, which I'm going to build along the back here and to come out, is via this new area here. So to get up to this section now, I'm going to build it up. So where the tunnel is, I'm going to have some cardboard coming down here, but then I'm going to build it back and pack it up and pack it out. So it actually creates like a natural, what's the word? Sort of almost like a natural rock face coming up to the top here. But I want it to sort of have a bit of a sheer drop to one side. And obviously this side is gonna slope down to the opening of the tunnel there. So that's my plan. So what I'm going to do first, just to give myself a little bit of breathing room, is to get all these rocks and everything out, all the looser stuff. All the gravel and all the little bits can stay, but all the rocks, all the trees and everything else that's in there just needs to come out for the time being, because they will be going back in, and I will see about getting some cardboard in just to mock up where the entrance and the exit of the tunnel is going to be. So let's get on with that. Check this out. Okay, so that's as much as I want to take out of there now. So I've got an awful lot of cardboard knocking around, which I've basically borrowed, or should I say taken? Let's say taken. So what I need to do is I need to mock up now how high obviously this needs to be and where I want the opening. Now I want the opening quite far back, so it still gives me the option of sort of having a bit of a turning circle or having something sort of here. What yet? I've no idea. but that's the good part about this, it all comes together. So let me just break this cardboard box down and we'll get on to a bit of measuring. Now this actually slopes forward a little bit due to the fact of all the crud and everything else that used to be sat on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up to the side here and just do a really rough mark as to where the base of that is. So it is roughly there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that at an angle and see how we get on. Obviously it's not going to fit straight away because there's a big mound of rock under there, but let's just give this a cut and see how we get on. Got my cardboard cut down now. Obviously it's still not going to fit, but I want that to sort of sit just under there. So still need to take some off the side there, and then we need to make under here. So the arch wants to start roughly there, to that side there, and then we can really make it as tall as we want. So let's go up there and down to here. Right, I've cut the cardboard. I've just put a little bit of a support on the back just because it just goes a bit flimsy. Obviously you're not going to see all of this. This is all going to be covered over. This is literally just the template of where the tunnel entrance is going to be. So let me see if I can do this with one hand. That is going to go under there like so. And there we have the entrance to the tunnel. Stand upright. Come on, there we go. Stand up. Okay, entrance to tunnel. Let me get the car. And we have plenty of access to get underneath with the existing rocks that are there. So I don't want to go too much narrower than that, because obviously what I need to do is start to build things up here. So it's all going to come down. I'm going to come round this corner here and the same down that side. So I'm going to need to pack that up, and then I can start to put the gauze in over, and that will give it the body and strength. Good. So that's that section done. Now we need to do this bit, which is the exit route for the tunnel. Right, for this section now, what I'm going to try and do is get one whole piece to have the exit here, and then hopefully what I can do is try and sort of fill this section in so it looks a bit more natural. But I want that end stone there to almost be like the cornerstone of the exit of the tunnel. So I just need to find a little bit of cardboard that's long enough to go along that edge, and I think I may have just found some. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so bit of cardboard up there. Again, just go with me. I know it looks a little bit yeah at the minute. However, the car is going to come out from there, so we need to put the arch in. But what I'm going to do is I will tape this into place. Then once I'm happy with the placement of it and everything else, I can then start to get the rest of the packing, and then I can start to stick things to it and everything else, and just sort of start to make those ridges and start to make those slopes and everything else that's going to be a bit of a pain. However, let's get an archway cut in there and let's keep going. I've been faffing. We've got an archway. Obviously I've cut bits out so I can put the back of the tunnel into there. The car does fit coming out of the tunnel. Nice and tight fit, which is good because it obviously means it's a little bit more tricky to get it out or to get it in, whichever way you want to do it. So the next step is to get that fixed to the back in here, so I know where it's going to stay. Then I think what I need to then do is this bit, the ramp bit up to this level, because that's going to be the next hardest part. So it's basically, let me just move the camera. So it's gonna come down here around, and I'm going to try and get it so it comes back up here. So it just makes it a bit of a bend, because obviously that's going to be a slope going that way for the tunnel. But I also want to make this quite narrow on this side, so it's got another option, so it can go that way. So I might even use that stone there as the guide. So the ramp would start from there and then climb. Sorry, I'm kind of got my arm in front of the camera. So the ramp would start from here and climb up to the top, but then it would also give me something of that width over the top there, something quite narrow, and then it would feed into this new area that I'm going to sort out there. So I'll get that mocked up, I'll get that fixed so I know where it's going to sit. Then I will start to put the packing in so I can make my basic shape of how it's going to look. Yeah, and then we can start the plaster course. But I'll come back to you once I've started to do the packing and once I've started to get the idea of how it's all going to be in this area. So I will be back. So this is the start of the process. Now, I get it looks like a dog's dinner. I understand that, but we are at roughly the angle that I need to be at. So all we need to really do is we just need to pack out places such as on the top here and just on the inside, but then we just need to go around with the paper. So all these gaps at the top, we can pack them in there and we can thin them out as it comes towards the top here, around the bottom of the arch. Do the same on this side and pack it out, but sort of bring it forward. So bring it forward so it looks like the rock's coming out. So what I want to do is, as it comes round, it means you can't go that way. You have to follow the path which would come this way around. Anyway, that's the idea. So we might just have to shift a few more rocks out of the way, which is not a problem. Yeah, and then we can start looking, getting the plastering going, and to actually make it look a little bit more like that. Anyway, we will carry on. Okay, so I've ploughed on a little bit and I've got a little bit more done. Obviously we've taken the original supports down and we've packed it all out, and yes, it does look like a bit of a dog's dinner at the minute. However, we will get there. What's that old saying? Trust the process. So I think for now we will leave it there. I have literally just packed it all with paper. I've put the brown paper over the top just so you can see what the terrain is potentially going to look like. But I think for the time being we will leave it there, as I have run out of time and I also need to get some plaster. So thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Part 2's coming up.